Knocking for the light we know. What is to come? For the life we give. But what we don't know is the truth that has become the moment we gave in to the way we were accepted when we were born. And we sat down and wrote our destinies with God. And then the goddess came by the side to say, don't you think you want an easy way? You were presented a beautiful choice to rejoice in the life you are given, or deny the path of your soul. So they gave it all to you with the explicit expression of the greatest love and trust. Let the future begin with you, acknowledging a prayer. And while you can, look only into past to reflect on who you are meant to be. Every step is a path to what you will see will become your destiny. And fate will take your hand, and he'll put your will to the test. He'll give you a choice between God and life. I shall give you the reasons to believe or not, but you'll find your purpose on the way. The journey's road will go, but it's important to carve your own path. For there are many milestones left to come, and not so many left to go. Free will allows you to make that choice, to find your path hand in hand with the divine, while recognizing that there's way much more to learn. Through the trial of youth, through the middle of life, to find the real you, you must now give it all to the last remaining. There is a time where it's time to be.
I open up my soul, let the fire thrive. Darkness creeps inside, evil comes alive. Light that once I gave, never seen inside. Kept the shadows brave, I could never hide. So here's the thing, forest stood in me. Power could unbind, set my spirit free. Rage turned into hate, loathing brings the pain. Trapped within the grave, caught in endless rain. Called to the side, write them in the sand. More on fire now, we take our command. Power in our veins, strength you've never known. Darkness feeds the flames, rise up on our own. Shadow the demon, track survives. It is a song about overcoming darkness, but you have to get it out. Shadow the demon, track survives. The evil track we tread haunts us in the night, but we rise above to reclaim the light. So here's the thing, forest stood at me. Power could unbind, set my spirit free. Call to the side, write them in the sand. World on fire now, we take our command. Call to the side, write them in the sand. World on fire now, we take our command. Call to the side, write them in the sand. World on fire now, we take our command. Power in our veins, strength you've never known. Dark As feeds the flames, rise upon our own. Call to the sign, write them in the sand. World on fire now, we take our command. No more evil track, we break free at last. With the light we find, our shadows are cast. So sleep well, my friends, for now we must part. Given that this day was an open heart. Hear my song. Today begins anew. You are lost, you have the power, and you can carve your own damn destiny.
Doors open to the world I see before me. I open up the dream that once was inside, and I unleash the power that I hold inside. No darkness can hold me, no light can hold me back. I am the crash in the ether, I am the power of my path. Secrets are bound to me by time and space.
Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain.
I don't know what happened there. It just stopped working all of a sudden. So I guess we'll just start a little bit early. Hi everybody, it's Thursday. Welcome on in. My name is Joshua. I am the Unknown Prophet of Twitch, and I'm a little bit behind. I'm not gonna lie. I had a little bit to smoke this morning because my pain was off the chart, so I'm a tiny bit toasty right now. So just kind of bear that in mind. But I haven't taken a whole lot, but just not enough to call it a 420 stream. I haven't smoked any more now, so I'm just kind of like, I don't know how long I'll be able to go today. I know I'm only going to 11 o'clock for sure today, no matter what. And tomorrow I will not be here. I've got a medical appointment. So just so you know, I will not be here tomorrow. So I will see you on Monday after today's episode because I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I got to go get my foot looked at and checked and all of that fun stuff and yada yada. You know the drill, right? Well, today's that day, you know. So, anyway, getting on to a little bit more of what I've been doing recently, and I know you guys are hopping in the queue. Go ahead and get your butts in there, and we're regular schedule today, so nothing changes. Today's is just the 5 pads, me and you. So, and I just always like to share a little bit about what's going on with me, and things have been going pretty good. I've had a pretty good night. I watched. I like to watch a couple. The only reality TV show I've ever been in my life. It's called The Circle on Netflix. I like that series for whatever reason. I like the social experiment of it all, And then I really like the new Agatha All Along right now. That the 2 episodes that I just got done watching is brilliant. And I don't know what anyone's talking about. It looks good to me. So I don't know what sometimes the ego of those people who think that they know more than anybody else, those editors, those reviewers, those people who tell you that the movie's not good, and then you go to the movie and it's 10 times better than they said it was because you had such low expectations when you went to finally go see it because you were just so curious. You had to find out why it was so bad, right? And then you end up going, this isn't that bad. I don't know what anyone's talking about, Anyway, guys, I've gotten into the latest season of The Circle, so, and that's on Netflix right now, and I really like. I can't wait to see what they are gonna do because I think they're gonna pick someone who wasn't even on the list of their people they need to do. They need to get rid of somebody, but they couldn't agree. So I'm wondering how that's gonna play out. So I have to wait till next Wednesday to find out. Though, anyway. Moving on, back to what we need to do, and that is Ethereal Fighters. Come in here and get your butt kicked by the old unknown prophet here. Now, people say I'm a little bit of a soft touch sometimes. I don't think I'm that soft of a touch, but, when I have to give you a reading of a lifetime, I give you the reading of a lifetime. Trust me. And you'll know it when it's that time, because things will change in such a dramatic way that, your life will become 10 times better. Just by knowing and celebrating and trying to do the best you can. So with that said, we got Gabby Bear in chat. So throw me your numbers and your question for today, and we'll get this party started. I've been drinking coffee this morning. I am out of cream and sugar, and I think it's it might be like just kind of like, I didn't get enough sleep last night. I was up at like 3 o'clock in the morning today, and I have insomnia because I have a CPAP machine, and every once in a while, for whatever reason, I can't sleep for a couple of nights in a row, and then I sleep like a baby the rest of it. The weed's helping, though. So, and I'm restless because there's a lot of energy going on right now. There's come around by the end of this month, things are going to radically change for the better for a lot of people. That's kind of our crescendo moment right around the end of this month to the beginning of October, right around when voting starts to open up. Things are going to start to improve for everybody. Somehow, I don't know what it is, but there's something definitely coming. So if you want something positive to look forward to, there's some positive stuff coming our way. No, I don't do. The only thing I won't do here is like a political prediction for you guys. I know what I feel in my heart, who will win, but that's a human thing, not a spiritual thing. They're not allowed to interfere with things like politics. That's a big choice for us to make. It's our free will to make that choice, so they can't interfere in the election. So it's all up to us, As much as they want to praise God for, the bullet or things missing Trump, no, he got lucky, And I hope it never happens to the other side. There's no place for violence in political. Get them at the ballot box. Yeah, and I know that that's a choice, though. You can go vote for a third-party candidate. At least you have put your vote to the test. At least you can say to yourself, at least I voted my conscience. Whichever one's right for you, you guys go do. If that's your choice to stay home on election day, I've only got one thing to say to you. Don't come to me and complain when you don't like the result. So if it ends up being something you really, really don't want to see happen in this world, fight for the thing you believe in the most. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. That's not my place here. But getting back into the reading we need to get to, because I don't know what you want to know today, but I think we need to get to that stuff. But I agree with you, I felt like you at one point too. I didn't feel like my vote mattered, right? And I didn't like either one. Last election, I didn't like Hillary or Clinton, so I voted for the third party candidate. I voted for a Green Party. There's a lot more choices than there's Donald Trump on that ballot box. So, at least if you're going to go in at least write something funny like Daffy Duck or something like that. If you really, at least you can say you got up off of your butt and participated in this government. So at least you can say, well, at least now I have a right to complain. I voted for Daffy Duck. You knew he wasn't going to get elected, but, just one of these days, you know what's going to be a cartoon character we all write in because we're just tired of the bullshit. We vote in Taylor Swift for President of the United States. It could happen. You don't have to be a nominee of the presidency of either party to become president. All you need to do is win the majority of the population vote and the electoral college. If every state voted for Taylor Swift and that was in every vote and no one saw that coming, what if that happens? We got to think positive, guys. All right, anyway, general for you today. And I'm already getting the download for you, so I'm cleansing these cards off for you here. Yeah, so that's kind of my stance on it, I have the person I know I'm voting for. If you guys want to know who I'm voting for, I'll tell you. But other than that, I expect you guys to at least acknowledge that we both have differences no matter which side of the coin you go on. And I think you kind of know my attitude and my positiveness is and who my most likely candidate is. I bet you can get, let's see. I check a lot of boxes on one side of the box. So anyway, they're ready for you. Here are your 5 official shuffles. Unless you want me to do one more cleansing shuffle because... Hey, Jeffrey! What's up, buddy? Do you want me to do one more shuffle, or are they good where they're at? They want me to ask you because of all the rhetoric I was just spilling. Okay. All right, here we go. We're starting here then. 1, 2. That one don't count. 3, 4, and 5. No God cards today for you. I was wondering if you were going to get one or not. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and I'm getting close, 22. Yep, that was it, 22, right there. Like, wait a minute, I'm stopping now. I have to take one back. I went 22. All right, here we go with your reading for today, Gabby. And what do you need to know in a general way today? Okay, we got to work system stuff here. I'll get you. No, okay, Gabby, let's sit back, relax, and say thank you very much. I appreciate you letting me go forward with that. I do believe you got the right reading for you right now. And it always seems to work out exactly the way it's supposed to work out. No matter what you choose, either you get this in another way, or this is either way you would have gotten the same message, basically. They would have just been different cards, and I'd probably end up saying the same things. So, anyway, I know it seems like things are a little bit hard right now, Gabby, for in some part of your life at least. It's a little bit hard for you right now. And you've kind of been wondering when I'm going to get ahead and when I'm going to get ahead and when I'm going to get ahead. And you're kind of wondering, when does that begin for me, kind of a deal. And part of what I've got planned going forward, will it be okay? Will it work out? Will my, forethought happen? Will I, get what I want, kind of a deal, kind of a sensation, kind of going through those kind of feelings recently. And you've been building up this catalyst. Swift Sticks in the house. This catalyst part of your life that has been all up to getting you to this point where you're at now in your life. Everything that has happened has been a little bump in the road that had to build up over time to get you to that pressure point where you would start to activate that true will of your own path, where you took your own life in your own two hands and said, this is the fire I'm going to feed from now on. Instead of letting people tell you what you're going to do, and of telling people what is you're going to say, or control you in any way, shape, or form, it's time for you to burn like that bright star within yourself, to allow yourself to ignite your path from that which has been given to you, so that you can put that flame somewhere. Because you don't want to leave that match on that matchstick very long. It will burn your hands and it will hurt. So you have to put that energy somewhere. We put it inside of our soul, and now we not only rekindle ourselves, but we rekindle our way forward. The things that used to stop us, like our boundaries and our barriers, start to melt away from us. We start to allow ourselves to open up to the possibilities that maybe, just maybe, the things that we've been saying to ourselves are keeping us safe are actually keeping us trapped inside. And some of the catalysts that we need to understand of life is how to overcome taking down that barrier that you know you're ready for. We all have levels of comfortability and what we want to share or don't share, and we're comfortable with some people and very uncomfortable with other people. Sometimes because of past trauma, some because of current trauma, and some just because, it's all about the experience of it all. So if you want to experience life more again, and you want life to continue to be growing for you, then bring down the defense mechanism just a little bit, enough, so that you can stay level-headed, protected, but not, extreme measures. Please stay away from me. The part of the journey that you're on is to work through this moment where you leave this past behind and you leave this guilt behind, that you are no longer going to take with you any and all feelings of resentment against yourself, not necessarily for the other people in your life. There may be one or two people in your life, it's hard to forgive them for what they've done, but it's not hard to forgive yourself for letting them do that in the first place. Sometimes we need to forgive ourselves for that which we think we have done. But also, it's not about worrying about what is yet to come as well. Because in that moment, and welcome first time chatter, in that moment, we overcome. But we don't want to start to feel guilty about things that haven't happened yet. I felt so guilty a lot of the times in my life that I couldn't provide a nice, solid life for my life after she lost her job. I had to work double, triple hours to make up the kind of money. When they finally gave me a salary that actually could pay me what would actually help me pay for my home, and then I was asked to do way more responsibility that I wasn't ready for. It was a wake-up moment for me, realizing I took off more bite than I could chew, And I don't want you to make that same mistake. They're just saying be cautious of not optimism, but pessimism, and start to believe that the good things can come your way, and you don't have to worry about all those other things that you don't need to worry about. The whole reason you're going through everything that you're going through right now is to get that new mindset, to get yourself to that point where you can start to think of your life in a new, different way, where you become the best parts of yourself, and you all bring that together, and you get that, that combination of self finally comes together. It feels like all your missing parts come together and fit together for once. That you are understanding who you are as a person, why you will do certain things, why you are resistant to certain things, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. But you understand what it takes to exist is more than just that. Who do you want to be is the question that we are asking ourselves all of the time. And maybe you've been asking that question. Yeah, you can ask questions of the cards. You just have to press exclamation point, wait your turn, and I will get to you as soon as I can. I go in order, and I take as long as I take. So that's kind of what I'm feeling for you today, Gabby. Did you have any questions other than that? getting a big list already. Okay. I want you to give yourself a big old squishy, okay? Because I see the beauty in you. I see your beautiful soul, and I don't even have a picture in front of me. All I see is your energy. And trust me, it's a lot more beautiful than you're giving it credit for, okay? So take that at least with you today. I know. And you need to get some rest too. You need to give yourself a relaxing week away from everyone and everything and get back to self again. You need to cut yourself off for just a week, not long time, just a short break for you and you alone. You need that so bad. I can't even tell you how bad you need that. You need to release the pressure or something. Go get a boy and give him the ultimate sex ride. I don't care what your way of doing it is. Spa day, day in the forest, whatever way turns your trouble. But please do something special for yourself today, okay? Anyway, Marshall to the reading room. Marshall to the reading room. I know it sounds kind of stupid, but when you're younger, I'm old enough now where, I'm sorry, I always had ED issues. Now it's even worse that I'm older now. And that's why we never had children. My wife had the surgery that took away her ability to have children, and I had ED issues, and that was always an issue for me. So with the combination of both of those things, it was just like, kids isn't in the picture here. So you're all my kids. I hope that's a good thing. All right. You turned 53 this week. Oh, well, that's a big milestone. When you look at that, you've turned 53. And I haven't shuffled yet. Give me 1 second. Yep. I had to add up your numbers, and I wanted to give you another card. It's the Past Path card, because it's time to move on from the past. Because it's finally time for that 50-year-old there that you are to let the younger self go to rest, the teenage self go to rest, your young adult life go to rest. And hang on to just enough of your adult life to remember what it was like to be young again. And start to take that brave step forward. Because that's what's stopping you from happy. That you aren't living for something, that you always go back to your safe spot of that past, telling you time and time again what you did right, what you did wrong, rather than moving forward and finding a new way forward so you never look back again. That's what's coming for you, and it's just time that you recognize it. You get to be down that road as long as you want to get down that road, but eventually the world is going to make you face up to it, and you'll either have to move on or get lost in it. That one's up to you. All right. Marshall to the reading room. I'm sorry, but I had to make sure I was done with that one. Marshall to the reading room. Marshall to the reading room. EP boy. And since I didn't see them. Hey, yeah, it really is just a number. I mean, as much as I might have a body that doesn't cooperate with me, I'm very young at heart. I really am. I try to live every day as if it is my last day. I really do embrace the YOLO life. I'm a Gen Xer, okay? It's just what you did back then, You lived only once because the end of the world was supposed to be in 2000, remember? Us old folks thought that was something we actually had to worry about back then. The Mayan calendar, boogity, 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 boo, Yeah, you're not... Okay, well, you're 18. That's okay. Yeah, Y2K. And then, I love that. So, Marshall, I am now putting you on a 3-minute timer. Alexa, 3-minute timer. We have time to kind of talk here. Alexa, 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Starting now.
All right, now, and Y2K was this big-ass thing. We were all supposed to get this big-ass computer virus that was supposed to shut down the world, and we were all going to be living in the thought our technology, and it was like, oh, no, what will we ever do? It's only been a couple of years, and then you know what happened? Every hacker in the world came up with a simple hack to move the damn decimal point so that would still keep going for 1,000 trillion years more. Yeah, there was no calendar past 2000K. Duh, you really think the world was going to end in 2000? You were so sure of it? You put a end date on the calendar? Are you dumb? That's no way to make a good business model. Only by the calendar this year in 2000. Because, we just want you to know it's the end of the world. It's the last calendar you will ever buy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that bug was supposed to shut us all down and everything. It was this big ass thing we all were worried about. I wasn't worried. It was like, I knew hackers. It was like, so what is this thing, this time thing? It's a decimal point. It's easy to fix. All you've got to do is go back in and move the decimal point in the program, and it'll be fine. That's when hackers started to become a little bit more popular because they found out all our problems and stuff like that. I remember those days. I graduated in 1993. I was 18 in 93. So you weren't even born yet when, if you're 18 now, I was just getting married about the time you were born, baby. Oh, baby. I like the 18-year-olds. No, I'm joking. I do like my 18-year-olds, but they're all online and they never say no. And I always make sure that I treat them very well. All 5 of them. See, I try to make you guys have a positive time here. That's my goal, is to give you. So since we're waiting there, and please forgive me if I butcher your name, but Naruarez. If you can say it phonetically for me, otherwise I will come up with the easiest version of your name. And that's what I strive to be, is a positive way forward. I am going to tell you the truth. I ain't going to sugarcoat it here, guys. I don't sugarcoat it. As much as you think I might be holding back, I'm really not. I tell you what you need to hear. I don't even tell you what you want to hear. So now even close. So here's how it works here. So when it gets to be your turn, you can kind of jump in. Alexa, cancel timer. No, not you. Ninu, Nina. Nina works. I love Nina. Nina works. I love Nina. All right. Thank you. Anyway, Nina, we'll get to you in just a moment here. I think you're next on the list after Suri. So Suri to the reading room. Suri to the reading room. It's your turn. Sorry, EP. Come back in if you have time. Maybe I have work thingy or something. Nina? Okay, well, Nina it is. How about that? Excuse me, I'm a rude, crude, socially acceptable man with delusions of grandeur, God complex. I see multiple worlds, I change destinies, and I make you have the best day ever. All right, and I'll explain it to you when it's your turn, because your turn's next. I'll just explain it to you when you're done. You'll see numbers being popped in chat like this person did. And I'm not doing 20 shuffles. I'll do 9 shuffles and then 20 cards in. But I know what you meant by that. General reading. And I'm going to clear these cards off of the last reading. You're already getting jumpers. That's not good. Jesus Christ. All right, guys. Do I need to settle you down? Sorry, that was a pretty powerful reading. All right. I'm talking to them, too. Yeah, I hear invisible people and see people. Yeah, cards are flying. It's true. Usually that means that something's got to talk to you about something, so. All right, they like it here. So here are your 9 shuffles, your 20th card in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and 9. There they are. I was wondering when they were coming. Had to be on the last shuffle, didn't you? Physical, mental, spiritual for you. All right. I see. I do more than see invisible people. I see multiple other worlds. I see alternate timelines. I see alternate. I see everything from ghosts to see ghosts to speak to ghosts. I do a lot of crazy stuff here, young lady. If I took the time to explain it to you, we'd be here a little bit. If I have time, I'll explain some of the things I can do. And I'm not breaking when I say any of that. So you could ask anybody who's ever been in my chat. I've changed lives and made people's lives be better just because of the advice I give sometimes. I'm also a life coach and a minister, so that's my credentials there. I only have a degree from the Universal Life Church Ministries, which was an online church that you could join to become a minister, because I wanted to marry people in 2017 when gay marriage was a little bit more, we don't want it to happen kind of a deal. Well, I wanted to become a minister, so in case anybody like me wanted to get married, I would be willing to do the marriage for free, even just to prove a point, so all right, they're ready for you though. Okay, so you're ready for them, right? Because we got that 9 shuffle on, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the 20th card is now on top. All right, hurry. What do you need to hear today? And you just want some general information, huh? And I know you have that question in your mind, so that's what I had to reread just a little bit, because I had to make sure I understood what you were trying to say. You have your question in your mind, so a general reading, and this will answer that question you have in your head. I understand. So what I need to tell you about what you're thinking about is, it's time for you to consider that there are a couple different choices in front of you, that not everything that you want could be a benefit to your life. Not everything that could go wrong with your life will go wrong with your life. It's about how you open up the right gifts in the right order. Kind of like Christmas morning. Mom always makes you open all the shirts and the cards first before you get to open the toys. You don't get to open the biggest present first. You have to wait to open the big present, because it's about the excitement and the building up of that excitement. And when you finally get to that last and final toy, you're tearing everything off of that thing like, you're a jungle cat, And it's about you understanding how to take and how to give again. And it's also about what you take into yourself and what you give to others. So maybe it's about that equal give and take in return. There's a bunch of communications that has to happen. Within this time of your life, there's a lot of things that are going on and a lot of moving parts sometimes. So the more you are in communication with your people or persons or your groups, and even with your highest self, as long as we are keeping that communication going, we are making sure we have all the right information. We take all of it in before we make a choice. We communicate what we found out and what we feel about those things, so that people can give us the feedback, and we can either correct, not listen to them, or do something completely different they don't expect at all. There are a lot more choices than that, but I'm simplifying it for the reading. But what is being provided to you is a catalyst of time. It is a rough patch that you go through in order to get exactly what you want. Because you opened those hands and took in the right gifts. Because you learned how to communicate better with just yourself. If nothing else, do this for yourself. But that's the catalyst it takes to ignite that future that you really want to have happen. That question that you want so bad to either be true or not true. And things are still up in the air by it because you have to take the action in order to get the result of what you want. So if you're asking somebody out on a date, you want to know how it's going to work, well, you're going to have to go ask out that girl out and take that chance that your heart could get broken. That's part of the deal. You have to risk something to get something. No matter how much you try in this world, that is a part of who you are, you know? And it's also about you realizing that these emotions and feelings that you are having about this situation, you get to decide that you are the sky in this picture. You are not the rain that happens down below. You are allowing that rain to come through and allowing it to sprinkle down on this world exactly the amount you want to be able to give. But you've been holding back a lot of this emotion. That's why we were kind of putting you through this emotional thing, because we needed you to understand how to open up and receive and not receive the right gifts, how to communicate better, and how to take that action that's best for you for a change, not what's best for somebody else. And allowing you to healthily leave those emotions out to express that so they understand why. It feels like you're headed for a breakup almost, you know? Well, a breakup of some kind, either friends or relationship or just two people who just haven't been really vibing for whatever reason. It might be time to take a break for a while if that's part of it, but that's what I got for you for your general. Now we can go to the gods. Let's see what they have to say and see if it matches, okay? So you got a 3 card. So you got a physical, a mental, and a spiritual advice for you. And this may answer the rest of the question because I feel like it does. It's time to release the thing that you love the most in order to trust what you want to get in return. Sometimes I find the baby bird in the forest and I raise it to be able to fly away from me. I know that baby bird is going to fly away from me eventually when its wing is healed. But if I don't release it, and I don't release it in the appropriate amount of time, that thing will die. So remind yourself what you need to let go of and give it to that earth or energy of God or whatever else you believe in, but don't hold it in yourself any longer. It's time to release the bad stuff and take in the good stuff. And maybe it's time to start to ask yourself what you actually need instead of what you want. What is actually going to fill you up? What is actually going to give you purpose? What is actually going to make me happy? I donate back to self so that I can find the right kind of information so that I can build up my reservoir so that when I do go shopping with my piggy bank, I got all the money I want to spend on whatever the hell I want. It's called accumulating good karma. And you've been accumulating. It's almost time to spend, hun. But you got to be able to donate back to yourself first before they can donate to you. It's also time to move past whatever kind of sadness is plaguing your life. Whether it's a loss of a friend because of death or something really extreme like that. Someone got injured or hurt in a way because of your responsibility. It's still true you are responsible for that, but it's time to maybe go see what you can do to make amends for that. Take the responsibility. If it's your fault, if it's not your fault, at least make sure you know what your rights and all of that stuff are. But there are things in this world that we cannot hold on to for very long. Even depression is just a stage we go through from time to time. If we're a healthy person, we find natural ways to lift this stuff off of ourselves. The trick is to give up on worrying about when you're going to be happy and just go do things that make you happy. That's what it took for me to find happiness in my life. I asked myself, what would bring me the greatest joy and the greatest happiness? Because I'm not shitting you, a cat taught me this lesson. Because they were doing exactly what I am belled today. She was laying in the sun, taking in the sun, just enjoying an open window, and her owner, or whatever they consider us as, pushing her belly, giving her that sound that she loves to hear, and being the happiest kitty cat in the world. You can get there. You can get that kind of happy, being so happy that you're so loved and trusted by something else higher and more stronger than you, and you trust this thing, and then this thing comes along to say, I love you. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, butlers. We're their butlers. That's damn straight. We are their butlers, their shit cleaners, and all the other stuff. But then they come and snuggle with us and make us laugh from time to time. So it's not a half a bad gig. And we kind of end up loving these things. They're not butlers to do. That's my kid there. Yeah, I might be their butler, but to me, they're my kid. You know, and animals are a great way to get rid of that depression, especially if you have a cat or a dog. It doesn't matter. Hold them close to your chest and just allow them to either bark softly or grr, grr, just let the normal sounds of their heart, or let a cat purr on your chest. It's the easiest way to break that depression cycle if that's something going on for you. So I found that out like that. That cat taught me more magical lessons. Yeah, see, there you go. They do something really, really stupid and dumb. They're sitting there on the countertop going, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, this looks like a good thing to push off the shelf. Push. My cat likes to play fetch. He's a smart kitty. He can open up doors. He can knock. He knows all of that stuff. But you're going to be okay, Surrey. You're going to be okay. I hope that answered your question today. All right. Welcome in, and I'm sorry I accidentally booted you first. I didn't mean to boot you there. So, welcome to the reading room. It's not past term. It's damn body. Nina's turn. Ugh. Now here's what you do. All I need you to do is pick 2 sets of numbers, Nina. That's all you have to do. Your first number is your shuffle amount. That is 1 through 10. Your second amount is 1 through 52. That's where I start your reading in my deck. I use your numbers to give you the best, most positive reading I can. I will put you on the right path and move you forward. If you have a question that you want answered, make it simple so I can understand it. If you just want a general reading like you saw before, if you don't want to ask the question or something, make sure it's in your head and make sure you know what that question is, and you have to decipher what I say to you. Is it the meaning to that? Because I don't have the answer. The question, I'm only giving you the answer, And if cards fall out of the deck while I'm shuffling, those are called your God cards. And because you're new here, I have to warn you, they are the most powerful things that come out of my deck. These do not come from me or my spirituality. These come from your God. Whatever God you believe in, that's what's pulling these cards out of the deck for you to give you your special message. It can't be over 6 cards, but anything under 6 cards is considered a God card. If the more cards you get, the more intense the reading it is. Just like that. That's all you need to know, Nina. So give me your numbers and your question, like I like to say here. 10 and 20. And if you don't want to ask your question, nope, don't need your birthday. I don't do birthday. I mean, you don't have to give. I'm not an astrologer, so birthdays are meaningless to me. Unless that gives me your life number. If you know your life number, I don't need a birthday. If you know your life number, I can give you a little bit of insight on that, but I'm getting your cards in the right position for you for your birthday, if it was recently and or something like that. But I don't need that to do a reading. All I need is you sitting here. What's your life number? You add up your birthday. You add up all the numbers in your birthday, okay? So let's say you were born in September. Let's say you were born on the 9th or whatever day that is. 9/9, right? And you were born in 1970 whatever, okay? I'm just throwing, that's not my birthday or anything. I'm just throwing some random numbers out there, okay? You add up all of those numbers in order and you get your life path number. Whatever number you get at the end of it, let's say you get 22. You would add those 2 numbers together, and that number would be 4. That would be your life number. It's called numerology, and we kind of do that faction. So here, let me give you a written example, okay? Damn it. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm going to try to see if I can get it on a piece of paper where you can read it. But basically, this is the example here. I'll put it in chat. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. That is your life number. Whatever your birthday adds up to. So say it is 991970. You would add up each individual number and then equal that. And if that's a big number, you add those two numbers down. And then you get your life path number. So I put it in chat so you could see it as well. No, it's okay. You want to know about your love relationship, right? Okay, let's get me to the right spot in your reading card so I didn't get the stop button yet here, or to tell you so that they haven't said that they wanted me to shuffle a little bit more for you here. I'm really good with relationship ones, though. All right. So back to your original numbers, 10 and 20. Here are your 10 official shuffles. 1. Thank you for getting back in the queue pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Physical, mental, and spiritual for you as well. And the 20th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the 20th card is now on top. About relationships for you, Nina. And when are they? Ooh, okay. Oh, that's all we need to do. Okay. So, you want to know about the love relationship right now? Is worth my time? Does it have a future? So the current relationship you're in, you want to know if it's worth it, right? And you want to see what will come of it in the future. Is it worth this trip, right? Because now you're starting to have a little bit of doubt. Guess what? This is normal. This is supposed to be this normal time when we start to doubt this, okay? So stop beating up on yourself for at least looking at it and actually asking yourself, do I love this man so much I can't live without him, or woman, or whatever your case may be? I'm not here to tell you who to love. I married a bisexual woman. She married a bisexual man. You know, so there's that queer, crazy thingy, okay? But the important part is that what's been going on right now is you've been building up that crust. You know how a volcano actually works? It's not about it just deciding to blow its top. No, what happens is that molten core gets to a point at the top where now it starts to hit the edge of that pressure valve, that little crust right before it blows. It's got to work through that crust, and as that starts to dissolve into the crust and stuff, that gets that boiling energy ready to blow. But now you have to do the one thing that you have to start to do, okay, Nina? It's time to ask for it. It's time to ask up and say, I need you to step up. I need you to understand why I need you to step up. You've got me so bent right now. I need to take you to the bedroom and put on my cowgirl hat and go, yee-haw, yee-haw, ride 'em like a cow kitty, yee-haw. Because you just need that. You need that kind of an attention. That would boost that in morale or something like that right now. But you need to take the action sometimes. You cannot wait for Prince Charming to notice you're in danger. Sometimes you got to get really close and go, oh help, oh help, I'm really in danger. When I'm really not in danger, just so they feel like they can rescue you. He's a man who feels like he's trying to always rescue you. And sometimes when you're trying to rescue someone all of the time, you get a little bit resentful because you have no time for yourself. So that's why he's backing off of the attention right now. We're building that crust up, though, and that need to build up that want to have that connection again. What is going to be your challenges? Do I use my passion and my love or my experience to make this go further, right? So what do you need to know about what's going on presently? Because this has all been building up for a while now. Now it's time to blow that top off and be like a volcano that gave warning signs that something was coming. And if you're not prepared for what's coming next, it may destroy your world, but you will create a brand new world because of it if it does. It will be you and their time together, you and their time, where you learn to share your journey, not fix each other. You're there to share the journey, not to fix one another. You're there to remind each other that you each have a side, that you each have to balance each other out. Be like a willow tree that sways in the wind when things start to hit it head on. That's how it survives most weather here in Minnesota. And I want you to know you pulled a very special card in my deck. Whenever someone gets this card, this is the tree I sat under when I was 8 years old. Not the specific one, but you get the point. A tree like this when I was 8 years old. And this is where I got the dream that changed my life forever. A dream that told me all about my future. But I had to do something in return to get this dream. I had to believe it. I had to believe it so much that I actually helped manifest it as well. I put my passion into action. I took my creativeness, all the things that people told me I couldn't do, and I used them to my advantages. Sometimes I learn my lesson, sometimes I don't. Don't we all? All right. But underneath this tree, I got the one important message I need you to hear. No matter what's going on right now, it's all gonna be okay. No matter what's going on right now, sweetie, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna work out the way it's supposed to. Either you're gonna be able to leave the junk behind finally. Let's move past the junk. Let's open up the communication more. Let's share more about what we're feeling and not feeling. Why do I feel this way? Are you ready to take it to that level? Are you ready to take it to that level of commitment? Or do you just want to feel that attention? What do you really want? Do you want the love, attention, or do you want something else? A combination thereof, right? But you have to remind yourself that you can't take your junk along for the ride. You have to leave your junk on the side of the road. You only have room for you, a partner, and it's time to stop beating up on yourself and taking the long, hard road and get in that mythical car and drive the last 10 to 5 miles to where you need to be by paying attention to the signs on the road that are right in front of you. You get to decide if you can keep up on the speed. Maybe you can go as fast as he's telling you to go, or maybe he's telling you to slow the fuck down. It very well could. The drive card could mean the distance is what comes between you, because that's what you have to decide. Am I willing to pick up my whole life for this man and go to where he's at and give it an honest, good chance with a brand new fucking life? Am I really willing to do that? Or am I asking him to do that for me? Or can we compromise and come together, which is what we're supposed to do, and actually talk about why we're having these feelings? Because we need to be that open, honest, communicative relationship. Because we need to be aware that they're their own person, just like you're your own person. But you have to be that power couple in the end. You can't stop giving up on each other. And if you do need to give up on each other for a while, you know that it will come back when it's the right time, right place for you. And then you have to believe that equal love is in return. If you're not feeling that equal love in return, nothing will ever repair that. And if you went into that relationship trying to fix yourself, you're in the wrong goddamn relationship. Share your journey. Don't try to fix them. Or let them fix you, for that matter. Because you don't want to know what they might be putting in you. Stuff you might not want to be a part of, you know? So it's time to see beyond the surface. Take off the mask and show each other who you really are. If you want deep, genuine, long-time romantic love that never stops, trust me, taking off the mask is one of the healthiest things you can do for a relationship. And when they see who you really are, and you know you have all of this damage that you have to work on, they will help support you fix it for you, not for them, so that you can heal yourself. And then you'll have your partner sharing your journey all the way home. But you still have to be willing to take off the mask and do all of these things. Take that action. Let this thing that's been building up on you make you ask the question you're afraid to ask the most. Are you cheating on me, or are you just losing interest? You know, that's the real one. That's the real question we're really worried about. Is he cheating on me, or is he just losing interest? Maybe that thing that I've been dreaming of is something I need to believe in so much that maybe I do put high expectations because I believe in the dream more than the reality of the dream. You can always get more than you expected or less than you expected from a dream. And sometimes it doesn't meet everything you ever thought it could be. And sometimes it does. But you still have to get off of that long ass road you keep putting yourself on. Get back in the car with your partner and drive to where you guys decide you want to be. And if it needs to go on to a rest stop for a while, then let it go to a rest stop for a while. If you're willing to get to the end of your road, then get to the end of your road. If you need to stop and get off of this ride, then get the fuck off of this ride. And don't hide behind your stupid mask anymore. You should smash that thing to smithereens and never ever put it back on ever again. You're too beautiful for that. Anyway, physical, mental, and spiritual, your warning has been put out. Do you want to see your God cards? This is the only time you ever get a choice here, is when you're a first-time chatter, you automatically get a choice. One choice not to see these cards. So do you or do you not want to see your God cards? Okay, yes, good. Now, whatever question you may be asking, this can possibly answer that question. But it is the most extreme messages I give. And you got a physical, mental, and spiritual reading. So that means they're giving you some advice here. Physically, you are exactly everything you need to be. You don't need nothing else, girl. You are all that in a bag of chips. You're everything anyone could ever want in a partner. So stop asking yourself if you are worthy and say, I am worthy of this. And then demand that what you are worthy of. Grow just a little bit every freaking day. And you shall grow a little bit every day. Even if they're stuck in their old ways, as long as they're growing, you're showing. All right, number 2. And I can't express this one enough because I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to be in your reading. Somewhere I was surprised it wasn't in that other reading. But God damn it, it's time to share the journey. Stop trying to make it something that it's not supposed to be and just live your lives together and love each other as much as you can for as long as you can. And when it doesn't feel right anymore, talk about it, go fight about it, go break up for a while and try to other things maybe, and maybe you come back completely, fully healed, the best versions of each other, because now you're not broken anymore because you went and got the shit done you needed to. So do you need to go through the long way, or are you ready to get into the goddamn car and start to take the short way for a change? Number 3, and that was your mental thing. So this is a very mental thing we need to start to do. I know he doesn't want to open up, but you have to show him it's okay to open up. Maybe you have to be the one that tells him it's okay. And the last and not least, the thing you have to start to think about is he the ingredient to the soup? Or is he alongside of you helping you make the soup? You each get to decide what goes into this new thing you are creating. And in that soup, you have to start by putting the hardest things in first that you need to work on first. That way you can start to grow and soften and let things go. And it's going to take some time. So give him some time. Say, I'm going to take a deep breath here. And that is what I need to do. I need to prepare myself so that we can each add a little bit more into the pot. So we both like the flavor of what it's going to turn into being. So it's all about you picking and choosing the right ingredients that you and your partner need. you may need some more help than I can offer on that part of it. You might need to think about counseling or maybe think about something like that if you're ready to take it to a more positive place and stop living in the shadow of what you've done wrong and start discovering what you can do better or what you can start doing right or what you don't need to start giving yourself shit for anymore. Because sometimes that's half the battle, is just letting the shit go. You know? And that's what you needed to hear. All of that means one thing to you. That's one answer. Those cards aren't separate answers, but they're in separate parts so you can understand it. But it means all the same thing to something to you. So hopefully that answers that question. Yeah, you know what? If you want my real, honest, psychic, intuitional part, you guys are you had a rough patch, okay? You hit a bump in the road. You know how real, good, strong relationships last? It's not about the good times you have. It's about all the times you stuck together when you were going through the shit. Trust me, when you hang on to each other, even though you're going through this shit, trust me, if you've been through any kind of trauma involving weather or anybody else inflicting their lives onto your lives, no matter how small, you understand that feeling. And the last thing he wants to do is be trapped by something that he's still kind of figuring out some things on his own for himself too. And you got to understand that you may not always understand what that is, but until you talk about it, until he's finally let it out, and maybe you just need to say, will you please just fucking tell me what's going on already? I don't care if you yell at me. I don't care if you scream at me. I need to hear what's going on and why you're so distant, blah, 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 XYZ, whatever the problems are that are the most there for you. And I feel like you guys can get past this, that it's fixable, but it's going to take you both to fix it. And it can't be one-sided anymore. It's got to be equal give, equal take. Period. All right. Pause to the reading room. Pause to the reading room. And TC, you are next in line. I'm going to take a tobacco break. Oh, you want the big question, huh? Okay. If you insist. You're ready for this answer, right? You're really ready for this? Because we're going to unlock this box once this should give you your answer. So you better be damn well ready for this. Yeah. You're welcome, Nina. I wish you the best. Come here for any time you want a reading. If this is a positive place for you to be for a while and you want to hang out, go ahead and ready. So give me your numbers and your question. I mean, not your numbers, your question, but I know you already put it out there. I just have to get back up there. So pause. I think I might have read the wrong thing. So, oh no, there it is. 8 and 8. Most powerful hidden ability. Yeah. So I know you're ready. Let me get them in the right spot for you. Because that's a big ass question to ask, but I understand why you're asking it. Hidden powers are a rare thing sometimes. And I hope I can give you the answer you're looking for, but not all of us get great gifts. There's one person in my chat who knows that all too well. Knowing is not always the best thing in the world. Gotta wait for this to fucking happen now. Waiting is real. You don't think I have patience? Fuck, I have to wait for everything to happen to me. For my own life, at least. So, here we go. I think they say right spot right about here. 8 and 8. Here are your 8 official shuffles there. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It didn't fall. And 8. 2 answers. I thought you were getting another card. You are getting another card. They want me to pull the 8th card for you. Cool with that? For an extra God card, they want to give you a physical, mental, and spiritual thing. Pause to help you. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They told me to take the 8th card, so I'm going to turn that special because that's a special message. That's spiritual. So that's something they really need you to understand in order to get what you're asking for. It's a part of it. 8, 9. Oh, wait, that's it. So that was 8, right? So the next card on my deck would be the right card. So we're 8 right now. So I did 8, and the next person thing in line would be where you would start. So, okay. So, because I gave you the God card, so. I know you trust me, so here we go. Next great ability. Ooh. Ooh, someone going to like this reading a lot. Because it is a very special gift that you are about to receive. And I hope you are damn well prepared for this one. Because it's a very big ass responsibility that they're going to be putting on your shoulders. Are you truly ready to walk in perfect love and perfect trust and perfect service? I have to ask this question before I give you the rest of the reading. This is their requirement, not mine. Okay. Good. Now we got past the hard part. The thing they want you to understand, and they need you to finally get, is that the magic that they've put into you has been the life you've lived up to this point. The ancient knowledge that they gave you living the line of life you've lived, with the experiences that you've gone through, with everything that has happened to you, fitting exactly in the right spot it was meant to get you to this point where you are finally ready to take this next big step. But you keep asking for what power you want and what you want us to give you. Instead of asking us, tell us what you want. We're waiting for you to create the very thing you want the most. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for when you have everything we could have ever given you to make it happen? What keeps stopping you? Is it that you aren't ready? Really ready? Or is it ready? Is it time to plant? Is it time to put those physical, mental, and spiritual seeds into your garden? And it's next year's crop we're starting to get ready to plant. Or today and tomorrow are the autumnal equinox. That means we are exactly half and half sunlight and half darkness. In my faith, we go from the working time to what we call the dream time, the time where we rest and we start to recoup that energy. In winter, in my mythology, the elements of earth, air, fire, water, and so the seasons go along with those as well. That's kind of why you see my elemental cards be the way they are. They're designed to be like the seasons of the year for very specific reasons. So what are you ready to plant in yourself that you will grow good physically? Because you don't get one fucking dumb gift. You get 3. 1 for each seed you are willing to plant. So do you want a physical good thing come into your life, a mental good thing that comes into your life, and a spiritual good thing that comes into your life? We need you to give this some honest thought before you ask, though. Because what we need you to do is stop being such a stubborn bastard and stop swimming around the issue and just fucking ask for it already. It's time for you to build up that momentum along with your group of people, with your life path, with you deciding that you're ready to come up for the joyful breath of air, the air where you find your most brilliant, beautiful joy, because you go back into that sea with all of that power that the gods gave you in that one breath, that you find the joy by swimming through those issues and stop it being so stubborn and pig-headed about moving to a different new place. You are also on your way to finding a good love in your life, or a stronger, better connection with the one you are with in some way, shape, or form. This connection is going to be pivotal to your future. So pay attention if and when this person is in your life, because it's going to be the easiest thing that's ever happened to you, my friend. It's going to seem like it's too good to be true, and you need to ask yourself why you deserve such a thing. No, stop that shit right now. You do deserve these things. So, what are your gifts? My friend, it's a rare thing for me to be able to say this to people, but you're about to be handed a blank check from the gods. They are giving you carte blanche to write your own damn destiny, and they will make it come true for you. But you need to cash that check at the right time when you are really ready to cash it. So I want you to get out a piece of paper, and I mean a piece of paper, not a phone app, that you are going to write yourself your physical check today, and you're going to date it for some time in the future. And it has to be more than like a week or something like that. I will give you a month before I will ask you what this is. Your guides and gods will come to you and ask you for that when you feel it's right for you, and your gods and guides come to you and tell you it's time to cash the check or it's going to expire. That's going to be your chance. You will get everything you've ever wanted, my friend. They are giving you the same check they gave me. A one-of-a-kind destiny, a one-of-a-kind life. One that you get to create and manifest into this world. So much so that the universe and the world and everything will come to help you fix it in the ways it's supposed to be. So congratulations. You just got written the golden pen in your hand. And you don't lose that gift after you're done with this. You will help other people reach their full potential as well. Well, everything is going to turn out exactly the way it's supposed to turn out. This is the card of dreams. This is the card that says everything is going to be okay. No matter what has happened in the past, the hard times are over. It's time to walk towards that destiny. It's time to carve it into being. Trust me, it will be the best thing you've ever done for your life. You will reach that moment where you're sitting somewhere in that future and you will say, I finally got it. I know what I'm here to do. I know why I'm supposed to be doing it that way. I know why things didn't work out the way they did in life, or why they happened exactly the way they did. And then you'll have this crescendo moment where you suddenly go, and then you'll finally get the answer to the questions you've always wanted and desired. Your physical, mental, and spiritual cards are thus. That's your spiritual. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. It is time to stoke the fire, my friends. Your will, your intent. Use the catalyst of life, the wood of life, these negative things that you don't want in your life, and burn them away so you can power away your day. Burn away so you can power up your day. Burn those candles, burn those sticks, so your life will now be this. And come up with a phrase that you can use for yourself. Use mine, I don't care. I just made it up 5 seconds ago. But add those negative gifts you need to burn away and make it fuel for the fire. And also add those extra logs that will get you that thing you want the most positive things that will burn bright in you to keep you motivated, to keep you on task, to keep you to your goals, to keep you to your promise. And then mentally, it is time for you to fucking finally embrace all the parts of who you are. You need to love yourself and trust yourself as much as you are asking us to love and trust you. You must do equally in return for us and yourself. Because this is not any old responsibility we're giving you. You have the ability to change lives, to correct destiny itself, to maybe even time travel if you're lucky. Or you'll get the full tilt kitty package like me and really wish you hadn't asked. But what do you have left to do in spirit? It's time to let it go. And as a wise person once said from a movie, let your heart go and your body will follow. Let you are all that you need to be. So remove all that which you no longer need and walk off of that damn hill once and for all and hop on the broomstick and cackle your way to your nice little college where you can start to create the very soup you've been waiting to make by letting that boulder get out of your fucking way as you turn back around to smash it anyway before it reaches the ground because you just wanted to. So take this account to get out of your own goddamn way and don't let your anxieties and your fears and all the things that used to stop you get in the way of happiness anymore. Do you understand the responsibility that has been given to you? Pause. And you better be ready when you cash that check. All right, I put it in your hands. That's your reading. Oh, Kristen, I'm on fire today. I like your phrase when you say, oh, you came into my chat today. Ooh, you brave soul. And I mean that in the most positive way. Yep. It's even worse when you really know what those words actually mean. When you're holding someone's destiny in your own two hands and you could shred it apart in an instant without even trying. Trust me, when you have that kind of power, you very rarely use it because you're scared to fuck what you can do with your own power sometimes. Right? Someone else might know the reading that answer. It can scare you to fuck. TC to the reading room. TC to the reading room. I'm getting this card's already shuffling for this one. 3 and 11. I know you're not. Why? That's why you're here. Hi. You got it. General. Coffee, you've tried to go down the wrong tube. Okay, good. All right, I can answer that one. What do the gods need you to know of how hard that you've been working for? And you want to know, tell me what you've been working hard for. Okay. We're going to answer that question. And 8 and 8 as well. Yep. Yep, well. She decided to go some different numbers for a change. Synchronicity is a big thing for that young lady, so. It's about to be someone's important birthday in my life, and I guess I'm going to wait till that number here. So I'm just waiting for that. Or to them to chime in. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Oh, well, there it is anyway. All right, here are your 8 official shuffles there, Kristen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will in a second. 7 and 8. Physical, mental, and spiritual, Kristen. And the 8th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright. Welcome to the reading. I just have to fix this to fix it. Nothing more than that. It's just my bandana came undone on the back and now I wanted to fix it again. So you want to know what it's all been for. What are you fighting for, basically? What are you trying to prove, and what does the universe have that's coming for you that is worth all of this work, right? So You're no stranger to this now. You're finally through this stage of grief, this angry part. Now you've reached the part where you're ready to start to move into the acceptance thing. If you're not, because I don't feel you bargaining, I don't feel you feeling guilty anymore. I don't feel that you are depressed or sad. A little bit depressed and sad, but you know that you got to start moving forward. Maybe still a little bit angry and resentful, but that's starting to fade away as well as we start to walk into that acceptance part. So we had to get you through the part where you went through the whole cycle of mourning, all of them, all of those steps, so that you could understand what acceptance looked like, what happy looks like for you, and what that will mean to you in that future when you finally get that happiness that you have been saying that you do want, because you have an idea of what the future holds for you. You have an idea of what you want your life to look like. And if you don't think that, exactly, you are happy. But there are still some things you wish could be a little bit more the way you would like them. Right, exactly. And that's where we had to get you to that point so that we can get you to explore something different. We had to get you to that great oak point where you reach that stage of maturity where you realize that. So that you can truly be a woman of service, we had to make sure you finished your own shit up first so that you would appreciate the person you already are. So that you could own that person, because that person that we made you and helped you become is important to your journey. It's always been a part of the most important part of your journey. Everything you've been through and everything you've had to experience will not only make you successful and happier, and to set yourself free of the bounds that have been keeping you from the other things you want to have happen. That's good. Because it's just that time. You know you've got a precious amount of time before she's out of there. And then you're going to be stuck to your own head for that. And you're worried, I'm going to be all alone by myself with a bunch of cats or something like that. Well, if you end up with a bunch of cats that want to snuggle you every night, it's bad. At least you know they're going to come back to you. Just don't, grab a truckload or anything like that, yeah? You know? And it's time to find that new way forward, which way we want our lives to look like. In order to get the happy, to know what happy looked like, we had to give you out of the most toxic relationship, the most unlivable situation, the most panicked and things that you kept putting on your plate you didn't have to. We had to take off all of that stuff. And if you think about what you've been through up to this point, ask and really think about it, I bet you can guess what's coming next. Because what did we need to do with you? We needed to open up your eyes in a brand new world so you could see the world for how it truly is. Not what people have made you see it to be. How it truly is. Clear vision indeed. So that you can have clarity of thought. So that when you make decisions now, you know the difference between right, wrong, forward, backward, and you understand that there's always a balance of going back and forth and back. There's always that little part in you that's gonna learning to adjust. And like you said, you're learning to adjust. So that's what we're doing. We're seeing our world in a brand new way. We're opening that third eye, and we're taking on that awesome gate responsibility to know when to close it down sometimes, when not to use it, when to use it, even if that means I have to be the catalyst in people's lives. Don't you realize that that's the exact reason things are the way they are? So you could be the catalyst people need in their lives, because you need it so bad to have that catalyst for your life, that you're doing that for others as well, that's the thing that's going to forge that future. Well, I don't care how you want to consider yourself. You want to be the devil's daughter? That's great for me. I hope you have a great time with that. But it's all about seeing yourself for that and not apologizing for it. So be rough and gruff in your streams. Don't let me come in there and tell you how to run it. Don't let me come in there and tell you who to be. That was all by design, and you knew that. The trigger is you knew it. And you just was like, okay, and that happened to me too. I went through it all just like you, on almost the exacting way, until I got to the point where I was ready to empty the fucking garbage trunk so badly I couldn't wait to get rid of it. So let's get to the God cards, because that's all that I need to say there. Yeah, all the seeing eyes. Well, because it's the equinox tomorrow. You have this moment to leave it all behind and enter the dream time tomorrow. You are in perfect balance tomorrow. On the 22nd. On the 22nd, sorry, I apologize. On the 22nd. So on the 22nd, everything is perfectly balanced on that equinox. You move from the work time to the dream time, and that's where you conjure your dreams to manifest for next year. Yeah, baby, yeah. So physical. Start enjoying the journey. Stop questioning what's coming for you and just enjoy it. Whatever's coming for you, trust me, you're gonna love it, because boy, baby, you've really been shown what you don't like in this world. I can't wait to see you get everything and start it being more positive for you, because it's so close you can taste it. I'd lick your fingers because you got Cheeto dust on them, because you've kind of already been touching it a little bit. You know? Okay, I will. So did I give you the other cards, which are right now? So the mental is the tempering. You kind of knew that was coming, that you kind of had to temper your mental state. Make sure you have the right tools so you know what to fight against, what not to fight against, to know what to fill your cup with, empty your cup with. Remember when I told you this would be an important card to you somewhere in the future? Congratulations, you've reached the part of tempering. And you get to temper your soul into what you want it to be now. Congratulations. I really do believe you made it past your dark night of the soul now. I honestly believe it. I didn't believe it so much before, and I've had to let you go through it, because that's the only way to do it, is go through it. To release that part of you that you didn't need to hang on to, those chains that no longer bind you to anybody or anything. You are free to choose again who you want back in your life. And you wanted a card for your man, so I'm going to do the 8th card in for you, right from where it is right now, and that's going to tell me the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Kristen, I cannot make that shit up. Do you see it? This is your man's card, the 8th card. You know what this card means. Sometimes the good thing that's right in front of your face, or his face in this matter, is the best thing that could ever possibly happen to him. But he doesn't see it yet, because he's a little colorblind, and he has to open up those eyes and see the world for how it really is, so that he can see that what he's been doing to himself has been hurting himself. Then he goes, heals, then he gets the help he needs, he gets off of all of the stuff he's on, he gets onto the right stuff, and he finally fixes the shit that's been plaguing him most of his life. When you finally rejoin back together again, it's time. It's go time. It's marriage, whatever you want it to be, whatever you guys decide it to be. There's nothing in this universe that can stop you. A one-of-a-kind love, you already knew that. So I know you don't question that, but they needed to remind you. Look, the thing that's staring right in front of your face probably is. So do what you need to do. Let it go, but never give up on it, just like you've been. And know he's going to come back to you the best version of himself, as you will become even more a better version of yourself, because you need this time as much as he needs this time. So you are both healed at the same time, in the same place, in the same moment, when you fall all back all over in love again, and he looks even sexier and even readier for commitment and all the things you wish he could have done before, to the point of you're crying because you can't believe how honest and open he's being for once. Candyman! You know? I mean, that's what I really, really see for you. I'm not trying to bullshit you here. When I see your future, and when I see you, when I promised you last year sometime that you would be the happiest woman in the world, and about approximately a year from that point, I meant it. So it may not be a long time for him to do all of this shit. He might be a lot happier than you think he is. He might be working a lot on getting that butt kick he needs right now. And when he gets his butt kick and realizes what he's been doing to you, he might go, shit. Because when someone starts doing the exact same things to you that you didn't like in the first place, so when somebody else starts doing the things he was doing to you, he's going to get a taste of his own medicine a little bit. So kind of have a tiny bit of tee-hee-hee for that. That's what I really feel. You know? You get a tiny bit. He gets a tiny bit of his justice back there, and you know how much justice has been showing up for you lately. Vic, I was only in for your reading room for a little bit yesterday after stream, and the one thing I saw about the one thing that I popped in the most was when you were talking to a Pacific person about their justice and coming up in their reading a lot, and you were wondering why that person doesn't get that. Well, he has kind of a similar problem, don't he? And, he's got to work on that and find his truth for that. But no one can give that to him. No one can teach him that. You can tell him that a billion times until he picks that up and starts to make that change he wants for himself. It never will happen. Yeah, exactly. And it's just like you knew it. And the hardest thing is sitting and waiting for it to happen. Trust me, I had to wait since I was 8 years old to get the shit I wanted. Fuck. It took me half of my life to get to where I'm now. But, yeah. Yeah. And I do believe that you know more about what's to come for you and Scotty than I do. It's your soulmate, your twin flame. You just gotta wait for that part of you to heal a little bit. Yeah. Exactly. You started out as coal and you will become diamond because of the pressure and all the things that have been exerted on you. You become beautiful. You become strong. You become independent. You become worthy of a man and decide you will not accept the bullshit anymore. You will expect a kind of a man you want him to be. He won't match every last little thing because there's always going to be something to work on always, but for the most part, it will become a lot of an easier journey for you. That's what I got for you today, Kristen. And that's the way I've always seen it happening between you and him again. I don't know how long that is or how short that is, but, Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And maybe it's that exploration that opens them up to a brand new open-minded view and stuff like that. And that's all I got. I know that I've known that since we first started, that no matter what I said, Scotty wasn't going anywhere. I could have told you to leave him 1,000 times. I know it was never going to happen. I had to wait for you to be ready for you to let him go. That's what I had to wait for, for you to let him go and know that he's got to go do something for himself that you just can't help him in. And I know you did it, so. Because you're here and because I'm like I said, I just know somehow. Inherently, I know. Not without even trying sometimes, I know. That's annoying sometimes. All right, Candyman to the reading room. Candyman to the reading room. And I know you don't need my help a lot, but when you need it, you know where I'm at. And when you do need that, when you are having that rough moment, and I can help you, I will. What? Some shit I just gotta let you go through too. Okay, and I'll check that after stream, okay? Because I'm probably ending in a half an hour here. Candyman most likely might be my last reading, unless something changed again today with my friend. So throw me your question, and I will check that on Discord here in a second. Why are you like... I'm inviting you to my server. I don't know why. For some reason, you always come up as a little bit... yeah, okay. I did not see your message, but I will check after stream, okay, Kay? Good. And we'll talk about the rest of it when we can talk more privately. Because I know there's something you just don't want out there right now, okay? Alright, Candyman to the reading room. Candyman to the reading room. 3 and 12. What is your question for today? And let me start doing your cleansing shuffle too as well. Down, down, down the road. Spirit message, you got it, Candy. Well, they're already saying they're going to talk to you, so here it comes. Spirit message, huh? Here we get your spirit message. Is there a Pacific spirit you're trying to reach, by the way? Are you trying to reach a Pacific person? Because that's important for me to ask this question right now. Or just general, as in far as spirit as a whole. Because it kind of like, do you want that? Do you want spirit as a whole, spirit guide, stuff like that? Or do you want to know about an actual spirit, someone who's passed away? Okay. I thought that was it, but they wanted me to ask for some reason. Now that I know where I'm at there. Tap them into your spirit guides now. They go tap to your guides. They go to like this little diner in my head, and they all have breakfast together. Is it Perkins or Denny's for you? Okay, that's where they want me to stop there. And we have a number of 3 and 12. In fact, if everything goes right, I should be off in a half an hour, Kristen. And then I do have to go somewhere later, but I don't have to do that right after stream, so I might lay down for an hour first. So here we go with your official shuffles. I had to shuffle that last little bit because they said something else. Okay. 3 and 12. Here are your official shuffles. 1, 2. That's way too many. So we have to do 2 all over again because that was way too many. 2 and 3. There they are. 2 God cards for you. And the number is... In fact, Kristen, how about I just jump off after this reading? Because I'm kind of feeling a little hot. I got to open the door. I got to go get something to eat. I'm kind of feeling my energy drained, and I'm not 100% sure my friend's going to be on exactly at 11. And that's what's my cutoff for today. So, and I will not be here tomorrow, guys. I have a doctor's appointment. I have to go get my toe looked at. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean the place where they took my toe off. And 12. That's kind of, I'm still kind of getting used to the fact that I'm a one toe less man now. I'm a freak. Don't look at me. Okay. I'm over it. Candyman. Message from Spirit Guides. Okay. And I am going to put these bad boys back in the bag so I can just get out of here after this and do a slight little raid for somebody. You know, if they're going to be here today. I don't think they're here today. So here we go with your reading for today. So what they want you to know is a lot of times when they try to teach you a certain lesson that they want you to learn really, really well so that you can apply it somewhere in the future, they do this really unique thing where sometimes you don't go through the hardest part of life. You go through the most joyous part of your life so that you can finally understand what they've been trying to show you, so you can kind of come to that place of, I understand why things had to happen the way they had to happen. And I kind of feel like they wanted to fill in that gap for you of why you had to live that extra stuff that you felt like you didn't have to go through. And it's not necessarily an apology. It's more of a, you will understand soon, if you're not already starting to understand, what the real lesson has been and what your karmic lesson has been too here. Because you have a threefold kind of a test for you. You've got a life test, a karma test, and a past life test. You know? So basically, you have to pass three separate tests in order to move on to the next journey, right? You've passed the life test, okay? You're working on the other two right now, and they're almost done. They're like, you're finished, you're dusting them off and handing them in, kind of thing. You've done the work, you're just kind of waiting for the right moment to call these gifts into question so that you know exactly what you're walking into, why you needed to understand it, to pull that full focus and know your true purpose and what you are here to do. That's why they were trying to teach you those certain lessons of resilience and how to overcome and how to get through and how to be that defender, because the kind of stuff that you're going to start to do is going to require a lot of protection, because people will try to come after you sometimes, maybe not because of the things you're doing to them, but because they see your light is just too beautiful and they just don't know how to handle it, so they've got to shut the light off, then that's what kind of happens. We overwhelm people and push people away because our lights are so bright that what we've worked on ourselves so much that we've transformed ourselves from being hard rock to molten lava metal, to being that resilience, just like a birch tree is resilient. You grow through the changes, but those changes are only there to provide more protection for you, not less. But we can't protect yourself so much that you don't let the extra growth come in from time to time. That's why the birch tree splits its skin in winter. It gets very cold, and what it does is it splits the skin in order to breathe easier. Now, that's something the tree naturally does, just like you breathe naturally too. But maybe the thing they want you to do the most right now is to stop asking for what you need and start to say, I'm going to trust you and I'm going to let you lead me where I need to go. It's a question of trust now. Do you trust us or not? Do you trust us to guide you the right way, or are you questioning that? Decide which one you're ready to do, and then we can start to begin. So maybe you don't have to make a plan for anything right now. You just have to allow yourself the freedom to go through the motions for now until that better thing coming for you forward, especially when it comes to that other realm you're working with right now. And that's what they needed me to tell you for that. And you have a 2 God card message, one from the proverbial mother and father of the universe, basically. Mom and dad came to tell you something today. It's time to shine a more brighter, positive way forward. Let the sun fill your life with positivity so much that where you shine that light onto will grow just even more every single day. So fight for that happy. Find out what that means to you and how you can get there so that it will do the most minimal damage possible. But you're not going to be able to do this without hurting some people. Will be kind of resentful when you become a better version of yourself, because they'll feel like you're leaving them behind and surpassing them in some way. And it might be jealousy, it might come out in a lot of different ways. But give your friends a little bit more credit to adjust. It might be a moment for they accept you, but they will, because you are ready to claim your power, Candy. It is time for you to stand up to the universe and explain what you do want it to give you. But you have to be willing to give up everything that has gotten in your way up to this point, and we need you to believe in that positive way forward. No questions asked. A partnership in trust and a partnership in love. With your true will, we make the destiny you've wanted to happen. But we're going to hold you to your word. If you don't live up to the word you've given us, we will smack you down to a spot where you will really get the lesson this time. This is your last and final warning before the really big shitstorm that's coming your way if you don't listen this time. So, watch out for 2x4s and make sure you learn how to duck, but stand tall. And if as long as you can walk that walk, talk that talk, and look at a more positive way, there's nothing better in this world than the combination of that will and then that tent. That will and intent. And it's a twofold promise to the gods. You know? I will what I want into being, but I intend to help it along. They aren't just pretty words, you know. And I don't know what your personal belief system is, and I don't care. That goes for any deity you will work with. They will never ask you for more than you are willing to give, but they are going to ask you to give up the hardest things to get over, which are depression, anxiety, worry, the fear of it all, the expectation of it all sometimes. And, you know, it's not always about getting that thing that you really, really need. You know, it's sometimes you have to go through shit to get through, to understand the lesson. And there's no other way that the universe can teach you but letting you live your life sometimes and making you stumble and fall a little bit. Well, I'm sorry, it's still a free will game system here. And no one's forcing you to live any destiny you don't want to. So, don't. Or do, whichever the case may be. Alright, let me see who I've got out in the La La Land. And I'm coming right to Discord after this, so... I was just getting a reading to feel your energy and stuff, and I was like, nah, she don't need me in there today. Yesterday, that's the day I'm talking about. Is Chill Leo on at all? Oh, we can go to... Oh, wait. I don't know if I don't have enough people for him. You know, just this once, I guess I'm not going to raid out. I think I'm just going to get the fuck out of here. I love you guys. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of this song on my way out. I'm not going to raid out. I'm just going to get off of this thing, open up the door, and cool the fuck off, and I'm out of here. Right now. Alright guys, I'll see you on Monday.